take it a little slower. Wake up, Rick.
I'm a different kind of cop.
I don't wanna do your dirty work no more.
We are back. Episode 12. We're in the penultimate. How does Coho say it? He says it wrong, doesn't he?
Is
Penultimate.
Pen or
Penultimatum.
Whatever. We're here. Next week, season 3 finale. But we got to get there first. I just want this on the record. This will be way after. There's a match that Mark just filmed that Ed hosted. Talk shit on Vic. Like, oh, pretty bad guy. Said nothing negative about Pete. Zero about Pete. That's crazy to me.
That's because Pete doesn't even register in his memory like Vic does.
Yeah, Pete's a good guy. Good guy. Mark, yes, we're dating this too. This is right. This is after our very first second live episode of Last of Us season 1, episode 1. Mark, same question I asked you on that show. I'm going to ask you on this show. How are you? How was your viewing experience? Less TV than we normally watch.
yeah, I think it's technically actually now because of the extra episode, I think it's 2 episodes less than we normally would. I think technically, sometimes we do 10 now, but
Yes.
really we did 7 here. It was 8 with that Last of Us episode. So now I just feel like I'm just saying numbers. So you'll just say, my experience is good, and we go to Matt.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You're gonna get lost in the weeds, stumble through some stuff, but you know what? That's what makes the show. Matt, how are you? How was your viewing experience?
Doing good. I think this was really a bounce back week for all 3 shows. Because last week, I think we kind of said the shows were not really at their best, and I think this week, kind of all 3 shows really had some really standout episodes. So it's going to be fun to talk about.
Yeah, I 100%. I talked so much absolute shit on the Shield last week. Respectful shit, but I still shit talked it.
You just want them to be better.
They literally said, "Oh, really? Here we go. How about this?" All right, we were way. So big things happened in those shows. Some great episodes. Even one of my episodes is considered one of the highest rated of The Sopranos. So we will be able to get into that. I do want to let everyone know. So next week, after next week, season 4 is going to be back to like our original we've done it in the past, where it's the 4 episodes per.
One of the shows will have 4 episodes each week for the 3 weeks.
And then I was looking at season 5, the Shield drops in season numbers.
Some might say that's the best season. We'll have to wait and see.
That's kind of crazy though, because they're like, "Hey, we'll do 15." They're like, "No, you need to do fucking."
We learned our lesson about 15 episodes.
Let's dial that down. This is before the time of TV doing 10 episodes, the new arc of less more. But overall, had a good time. We're gonna kick it over to Matt though, because Matt is going to take us through. We're gonna take us back to California. We're gonna be with the boys of the Shield and what is happening over there.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna start with episode 10. What power is? And we start out with Aceveda staking out the guys who attacked him. He follows them into a convenience store, which they happen to be robbing. So it gives him the perfect opportunity to yell police and shoot at them. He kills one of them and the other 2 get away. But he does manage to get the cell phone that contains his picture. That is probably not his favorite picture. The other officers in the strike team show up at the crime scene. Aceveda says he was running errands and he happened to notice the robbery going down. Says it was Bizlat's members. The strike team recognizes the dead gang member and is worried that Aceveda has been tracking these guys down and it could lead back to them. They go and talk to Diego and they tell him to get rid of Juan and the other guy. Meanwhile, we see Shane and Mara talking with her mother about the $7,000 that Mara sent her. They tell her that if anyone asks about the money, she can't say that it came from Mara because she'll get in trouble. So the mom kind of sees something up, and this is an opportunity. So she asks for another $3,000,
Oh,
which Shane quickly figures out that she is blackmailing them.
Is
What?
she?
is that what it's called? Oh.
So Shane does the non-Shane move, and he actually goes and does the right thing and tells the other members of the strike team about what's going on. The guys are upset, but Shane says that they can trust Mara. Vic says they need to take care of the mom. They come
Let's just do it. Let's just pay her. Like, let's just pay her. Like, no, idiot.
So they come up with this master plan to plant the rest of the marked bills onto this low-level criminal. Vic, Ronnie, and Lem all move the money from the storage unit to another area, and they don't tell Shane where it is. Then we have Aceveda's wife visiting him at the barn, and he tells her that he's taking care of the problem. She wants him to come home, but he tells her that he's not finished yet. We have Vic and Corrine visiting Matthew's school, where the teacher tells him he's doing good. He mostly stays to himself, but she did have to take down a picture because little Matthew drew Owen in the picture instead of Vic. Vic, not a big fan of that, of course. Then we have the strike team and Aceveda busting up an underground casino, which is one of Dieger's. So Vic and Aceveda talk with him. Aceveda is pretty much telling Dieger he's going to mess with all of his operations until he gives up Juan. And then after Aceveda leaves, Vic tells Dieger that he can't give Juan up to Aceveda, but instead he should just have him killed. Then we have just this minor little side story. Julian and Danny talk with a gas station attendant who brought a baby that was abandoned at the gas station as collateral. Julian gets a little attached to the baby. Then later the mother shows up to get the baby. She said it was the babysitter who left the baby. And the babysitter said she did it so she could go on a date, which, I mean, priorities. But Julian gets the baby fever, and he goes home and he tries his hardest to put a baby into his wife.
Yep. That's what that was. Everybody knows as more effort you put in, the more likely it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
All I'm going to say is they need to call a repairman. The back wall has been busted. And she looked like she was under attack from a rhino.
Oh, yeah. She was not having fun.
Don't they already have one kid in the house? Is he going to, like, knock on their door? Like, hey,
he's already called 911 once on him for fighting, so.
My stepdad sounds like the Macho Man Randy Savage right now. I don't know what's going on. He keeps screaming, "Oh yeah!" Like, Jesus Christ. I'm just like, we're having a baby tonight, guaranteed. I don't know if you can guarantee that, but what you're doing to that, you're gonna cause some kind of damage.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, Dutch and Claudette, they arrive at another Cuddler crime scene with a victim. So then they end up investigating the parking tickets received by individuals near the Cuddler crime scenes. One of the people they pretty much figure out right away isn't one of the people or a suspect. He ends up hitting on Claudette, so more of that later, I guess. Claudette is suspicious about one of the others named Will, but Dutch isn't sure that he fits the profile. They go and visit his wife and end up asking her for consent to search the home, which they kind of give her a story about just kind of making sure he doesn't have a whole bunch of stolen VCRs in there. But as they're searching the home, Dutch discovers the figurines that were taken from the crime scenes. So they arrest Will, a.k.a. Agent Coulson.
Yeah, Agent Coulson.
That was a fucking weird thing to be in.
The funny thing is, I sat there for a while. How bad I am at movie trivia. I'm like, I've seen that phase. Who is it? I search it. Agent Coulson. Gotcha.
So this is how Nick Fury recruited him. That's going to be at the end of one of the episodes.
Wait until that press conference for the Avengers. We're like, we have disassociated with Shield. And
he has a special ability too.
We just watched The Shield for the first time, and we are parting ways effective immediately.
Yeah. So Aceveda has Juan's girlfriend, and he pretty much takes her to an abandoned area to ask her questions. She tries to get away, and no, he's got questions for her. So they sit and chat for a while. Diego did send someone to kill Juan, but Juan was able to kill him instead. Aceveda finally he tracks him down, Juan, after getting the information from his girlfriend. But right as he's got him there on his knees with a gun in his hand, the strike team shows up, and he tells them to cuff him and bring him to the barn. So we have the interrogation room. Aceveda pulls the plug out of the camera so he can talk to Juan in private.
That seems too much of a common practice in that place.
You would think they put like a cage or something over the camera so someone couldn't just come and pull the wire.
That was probably like one of the requirements to like work there, but like that has to be able to be unplugged whenever.
It's an optional camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Juan calls Aceveda a bitch for not being able to kill him. Aceveda tells him that he already deleted the photo and he killed the other guy, so there's no witness. Juan claims that he made a backup of the photo, and Aceveda asks him, "How did you make a backup?" I don't believe that for a second. Aceveda tells him that he can't say anything because he's already killed the only witness and he got rid of the photo. Then Aceveda pretty much continues to tell Juan about everything he's learned about him, all of his life, and all the different ways that he could easily ruin his life if he tells
this
anybody.
Is one of the best scenes, especially from Aceveda in the entire show. When he literally just picks apart, he's like, "Well, I know your girlfriend. She's sleeping with this guy. Well, no, you're not. I don't care about her. Oh, really? You care about this and this? No, every Tuesday you go here. I know this." Like, he is on it, and it's just well, you fucked with the wrong thing. It was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never an Aceveda fan, but like this one was like after the shit he had to deal with in the last few episodes, especially the people that is closest to him, be like, "You should have just died. You can't suck penis. You should have died. Did you think about taking the bullet? Jesus Christ.
Why did you fight?
Yeah, what are you doing?" Like, their concept is just like,
why are you embarrassing our family?
It's one of the wildest like things that I've ever seen in the show. Just like, you're telling me you didn't die? You suck?
I would have died if it was me.
Yeah. Kill me. This is over, done with. Jeez. Sorry, proceed.
Yeah, so Aceveda tells him that he had to find the courage not to kill him because that would be too fast for his revenge. So pretty much Juan realizes that his life is pretty much over. He's going to go to jail, and he can't say anything about any of that.
I made a copy of it. The fuck you did? How'd you do that?
Yeah. Aceveda tells his wife that he wrapped things up, and then he gives a nice little press conference about all the heroics that happened that day. And that ends the episode where we learned what power is.
Basically, every one of my complaints, like the cuddler thing is stale. It doesn't do anything. Nothing's happening. Claudia and Dutch not
together again.
Aceveda on the thing, like Aceveda and Vic is cat and mouse, like trying to hunt down and trying to be there before the other one back on, like everything just we're there. Like, I love the Shane stuff. Like, we should just give her $3,000. I mean, I imagine me sitting there. The fuck, we should give her $3,000. Like, and then like him coming clean with the group, and the group's like, okay. Because I think it's like next episode where they have more discussion on like what they're wanting to do with like moving the money and like it's best if you you don't know where things are. Like, the fact that Shane ever had access to it to begin with is the worst situation possible. Do you also think there's a huge problem? Like, maybe they touched on it, but is the other guy dead?
Which other guy? Oh,
The guy
Tavon?
that got.
They
Tavon.
mentioned him in the next episode.
Okay, I must have missed that. Okay, I'll let you.
Yeah, they
press on
mentioned
that.
him a little bit. Yeah.
But like,
I mean-
that was a storyline. Now it's like a distant storyline.
Well, I mean, he's pretty much in a coma, so
Yeah, I guess it's going to be one of those moments where
that would be funny if they just cut to a scene of him. Yep, still in a coma.
it's just going to be those gasps where he wakes up and is like, "Oh my god!"
Shane.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll leave that in there because Matt, you said they bring it up next episode. I have questions about it, at least the way they bring it up. Yeah, I mean, there are several things that made me very happy about this episode. The Aceveda stuff is really good. Probably some of the best moments we just get from Aceveda, just like seeing him go through, giving zero fucks. Like, that was great.
We
And,
wanted to see him pull the trigger, though, right? Did a little of us want to see him pull the trigger?
I expected him to pull the trigger, but what he did, I think, is much better.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I just was like, I kind of want him.
Because I wonder if the strike team didn't show up, I don't know what he would have done.
Well,
that's curious.
one of the guys that was there, he did kill, right? The guy
Yeah, he killed the other guy, the guy that took the picture. That was the guy
so we were able to get both. He killed one guy, and then like he just, and then like the other guy is now gonna probably have the worst guys that had it in Oz. That's probably what like this guy is gonna be for the next 10, 15 years. And
he's definitely going to be what's his name?
He's going to be Alvarez.
He's going to be Alvarez. He is going. That motherfucker's Alvarez.
He's going to
2000s version of Oz.
Aceveda's going to catch him and put him right back in jail.
And when this show ends, Aceveda's going to show up there and be the of M City. He's going to be the McManus and be like, "Whoa."
Now's my time to rehabilitate you.
Jeez.
I also cannot express my excitement for us getting through the Cuddler stuff. Every time I heard the name the Cuddler, I just winced. Like, I hated hearing it every episode. Like, I hated the name so much. I'm glad we're moving past it. If I've been completely honest, more than anything.
Mark, he cuddled.
I mean, they could have named him like the elderly diddler or something like that. So
that would have been better. I would have way preferred that than the Cuddler. There's something just so creepy about the Cuddler.
Oh, the diddler's back at it again.
All right, so I think that'll lead us into our next episode, episode 11, Strays.
That has another meaning. I typed it out and didn't even realize. I'm like, oh, shit.
The strike team chases down a gang enforcer who leads them to a drug dealer. One of them shoots at Shane, and Shane then just beats the crap out of him. One of the dealer's mules shows up, and they get arrested too. They question the dealer, who kind of gives up his boss, Lewis, who's kind of got his hands in a little bit of everything. So that seems like somebody that the strike team's going to focus on going after now. Shane and Mara keep talking with their mother to make sure that she doesn't rat them out or give the Treasury agents any information. Danny and Julian have just like a little story this episode. They arrest a homeless man for striking a car.
Fart sound?
He ends up getting released to some psych thing, but then he escapes, and he is later attacked in like a homeless camp, straight out of The Wire, season 5. McNulty was probably involved somehow.
Waiting for that red string.
The red string. Claudette pretty much tells Julian that she's a little bit worried about him. She says that he's starting to take shortcuts like some of the other police officers that aren't any good, and she kind of wants to help him. And that's pretty much that storyline for the week. I tried to limit that. Vic tells Aceveda that if they need to get to this Lewis guy, And then he's going to lead them to all sorts of other criminals, but he needs a female to go undercover as a mule, and he recommends Danny. Danny goes in undercover, and she gets in good with Lewis. But after her meeting with him, somebody attacks her and takes the drugs that Lewis gave her. Trick, the dealer that they were working with that shot at Shane, also escaped during that scene. Danny goes back to Lewis, and he reveals that it was just a test and that she passed, which I think was just
Awesome.
a crazy test. But yeah. Then the strike team was able to arrest Lewis, and Lewis is going to work with the police to get a lot of people off the board and take a lot of time off of himself. He's pretty much going to rat on a whole lot of people.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's making the best out of a bad situation. Still didn't ask for a lawyer because no one on the show ever asked for a lawyer.
No one ever asked. Well, the one asked for a lawyer, the first child guy in the thing. Vic beat him with a fucking phone book. So
I guess word got out. You asked for a lawyer.
They probably play that tape. They probably play that tape before they put it in there.
You have the right to an attorney, but before you ask for one, let me show you this video real quick.
Yeah, you can. This is the lawyer. Yeah, no one
you just see Vic with a phone book and a briefcase.
Even that guy that was like the manager of that place was like, we need your DNA. What if I refuse? And then, like, you don't want to call your lawyer. Then
I couldn't think of a worse response than that.
I'd rather not.
I'm afraid of needles.
Yeah.
So Lauren sees Vic while she's at the barn. She says that she still wants to see him, even though she can't leave her boyfriend.
Get out of Dodge, Vic. This is going to end terrible. She's crazy.
I mean, I have no idea what she sees in Vic.
I don't know what either one of them sees, besides her being a little blonde. But like, she's just like, this woman showed back up and brought a boyfriend to be like, hey, I know we had sex today, but that ends today. Like, I got it.
I'm loyal to this guy right here.
Where do you work at? Well, the same place. Well, I promise. No problem, boss.
Matthew's teacher tells Vic and Corrine that he bit another classmate and that he's going to have to be isolated from the rest of the class. Vic asks Corrine to bring back Owen, but he's already moved on to another job. He's out of state now. Shane throws a tantrum that they are working with the guy who took a shot at him. Vic and Shane find Trick again after he escaped, and they arrest him again. Then we get kind of into the meat of this episode. DNA evidence has already been found against the cuddler, so he's pretty much, they got him dead to rights. He agrees to talk with Dutch.
Say it again.
He asks Dutch for a very specific lunch, and then he tells him that he'll go ahead and speak with his wife to help get her under control. He tells his wife that he did it, so there's no point in fighting any of it, and that she should just answer any questions truthfully, and then he tells her that she just needs to move on with her life.
It'll be the last time I talk to you. Like,
pretty much. Dutch and the cuddler go back and forth in the interrogation room. He asks Dutch to kind of help him, tell him why he does it. He says, you're pretty much, it's all out in the open now. You're the first person I've been able to actually talk to about this. He tells Dutch about the time when he was supposed to drown a puppy as a child, but instead he just choked it to death and just watched the life drain out of its eyes. He tries to get Dutch to kind of understand, but Dutch just can't get it. He just can't. The answers that Dutch is giving him is just not doing it for him. So he just gives up and says, okay, you obviously can't help me. Just take me back to my cell. The wife then asks Dutch what she should do, but Dutch doesn't really have much of an answer for her. Her life is pretty much kind of ruined too at this point, for a little bit at least.
Which we know Dutch can't communicate well with people. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't have that social skills. He's like too. And how did you guys feel? It's well, clearly you'll talk about it in a little bit, I'm assuming, but not being able to give him the answers did not sell well with Dutch. Like,
Because Dutch pretty much is just giving him like the textbook answers for like why a serial killer.
but he is like
does
he's now obsessed with this world,
Yeah.
these serial killers and stuff. He's obsessed with it at this point. So he wanted that dialogue to continue. I think
Yeah.
that's what I at least got from.
Yeah, because
Maybe I'm wrong.
he kept guessing. He kept trying to come up with the answer for it.
And then he seemed to
the
be
other guy was
getting
just getting more
frustrated because
frustrated.
he
Yeah.
couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So it seems like he, and obviously the title of this episode will talk about it, but like, yeah.
Yeah. So then Lem tells Vic that Shane needs to be reassured that he's safe because he's kind of a little bit worried that Vic is going to be mad at him. And Shane is pretty much the only one on the strike team that knows what happens to a cop when Vic gets mad at him and thinks they can't work with him anymore. So I think he's justified to be a little worried. So the event, Lem tells him like, hey, you just need to talk to Shane. But Vic then goes and tells Lem about what Shane did to Tavon and tells Lem to stop questioning him. So yeah, that didn't work out so well for Lem. Shane just asked Mara to marry him. Let's just get it done and over with. They pack their bags so they can go head to Vegas. Vic shows up at home to talk to Matt, but Corrine tells him that their youngest daughter, Megan, bit Matt and that she thinks that he might have the autism like Matthew.
Let me tell you, must have been the Last of Us, Walking Dead, COVID, everything. This is like autism in the early 2000s is the plague. They look at these children like, oh my God, my kid's got the tism. Like,
we will never financially recover from this.
Like, they're so like Vic's standing out and looking at his kid and just like staring off. Oh my God. Like, oh, buddy. She was too chewing on her hands. Like, yeah, she might be on this. She's not going to blow up your home. Like, what if I get it? Like, you can't get it. Like,
yeah, I don't think Vic would do good with autism.
It's crazy. It's like early 2000s had no idea what autism was, and they're just like, what?
I know he coughed on me. Am I going to be okay?
Why are you here? My son coughed on me. I think I got the tism. Well, yeah, I think you're fine.
And then we get a kind of like a little montage, kind of just like visiting some of the characters. Lauren visits Vic at the motel room. I think Claudette calls the one guy that was kind of like flirting with her or whatever. And then we go to Dutch, who's he's having a hard time sleeping. He had a rough day, and there's this stray cat outside his window that just won't shut up. So he goes out there in his underwear. He gives the cat some food, nice little meal there. Then he picks up the cat. I think he'll pet him a little bit, maybe. He starts strangling the cat, staring into his eyes as he strangles it to death, and the cat's clawing at him, as you do if you're trying to survive. And then he just drops the cat, and that's the end of our episode.
Not the most shocking moment, because if we've watched enough Dutch, I think we kind of saw this coming at some point. He's been. You did not? You have not been watching.
You have to explain. You got to explain.
He has been diving more. He's getting more and more obsessed inside the mind of these people that he's trying to understand. And it's not agreed. Pick him with a cat and kill it on screen was like, what? Okay, we've now leaped. But the thing was, when he's like talking about drowning the dog, like that now is in his mind of like, what's that feeling like? Like, didn't he have the computer incident?
That was like few episodes ago, yeah.
Right. So like he's going beyond these boundaries more and more. So it wasn't the most shocking. I'm not saying I wasn't sitting there like, "Jeez, like what happened?" I was like, no. When it happened, I was like, God, no.
I
But
think
like it makes sense for his character.
yeah.
He is the most of all the characters in the Shield right now. Every other character would have shocked me 10 million times more than Dutch. Dutch is the most obvious to do this of the group, right?
Yeah, it makes sense because I think this episode was really like him struggling with like because even the cuddler says you were lucky to catch me. If I didn't get that parking ticket, you would have never caught me. What happens if the next guy reads the traffic signs and doesn't get a parking ticket? If you can't figure out this stuff, if you're just going off the profiles and the academic books, and the Dutch is getting that in his head, and he's trying to think if he can't get inside the mind of one of these guys, how's he gonna be able to catch him? And I think that's kind of what he was trying to do right there, just trying to kind of get a glimpse into. I don't know if he got any glimpse from it or anything. I don't know if he learned anything from it.
And he seemed to have liked it.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't understand you watching these seasons and not picking up that Dutch is going to be a serial killer. Dutch is going to break the law. Like, he's going to do something crazy.
Well, I mean, he just broke the law at the end of this episode. So.
True, but he's going to go beyond that. I've never seen the show Criminal Minds, but has anybody else seen episodes?
I've seen a few episodes. Yeah.
There's a similar character in there apparently that has the same stuff. Like he's so good with like psychoanalyzing that he becomes the villain. Like he becomes the serial killer. This is basically a copycat. He's going to get that thrill. He killed an animal now. He's going to get that thrill and it's going to go. If not, then I'm completely wrong. He just tested it to test it. But I would see him because as the season's gone, he was just a detective. But then he's become more angry, more violent, more aggressive, more overstepping. Now he's killing the cat. He seemed frustrated when he's talking to the serial killer that he's not getting the answers right because he wants to have those answers because he enjoys what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And now he's killed one, and the way he looked at killing that cat was like satisfied. Again, I haven't seen the season, so I could be completely wrong. But if I'm right, Mark, fix your fucking face because I was right.
I mean, it's just. I'll agree with you. Like the end of this episode is absolutely shocking. I'm not gonna, deny that, and the rest of it's fine too. Like kind of just want to talk about this. Is that I'm not sure what to do with this. It feels like we're just trying to do something shocking, like for shock value. I think you made a decent argument. You made a decent argument to why it's been built up. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. It's just if we do go that direction, it's the most TV thing that has happened like in this stretch of the shows we've been watching. Of like, oh, well, Dutch is trying to understand the serial killer, so he kills this cat. Now he's going to be a serial killer. Like,
I think he can be doing it to get a better understanding without changing himself. I think.
I mean, I just don't know what
Remember
we're
when
doing
the police
with Dutch.
officer went to Oz and just tried to take a few drugs and then became an addict?
I mean, remember back, I think, in the second season when Dutch tried to plant evidence and he couldn't do it?
Being a serial killer. I don't know where are you going with that.
There isn't a hop. When you become obsessed with it and you just keep saying yes to things and you keep diving into it more and more, that's where you're going to be. And it's not the most. It would be the best thing because. I agree. Looking back with lenses from 2025 and looking be like that's the most obvious TV move ever that he becomes a serial killer. But at that time frame, I don't know if they've done that in TV shows prior, where a detective switches and becomes the serial killer.
Maybe
and Claudette's hunting him down.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they thought it was dumb. I don't know. Like, I'm not sold on this at all. Like,
you haven't been watching the season. You haven't been paying attention to Dutch.
I mean,
you get we'll have to keep watching and see.
You've seen it, but do you get where I'm coming from?
I think both sides work.
Oh, this is all over again.
No, because I mean, I could see where either one could happen. I could see where this was just a one-off, where he was just he had a really bad day at the office, and he's trying to get an
Oscar's
understanding
is
of what
staying
this
in
guy was
Melee
going
for the
through.
rest of the forever. Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you, Matt.
No, I'm down for that. I already told you we're doing best animated short films is going to be my next strength. So
I'm bringing back release dates. Fuck you. Okay, next episode. Fine.
All right. So after some pretty eventful episodes, we're going to kind of go back to a run-of-the-mill season 3 episode, Riceburner.
Sure, yeah.
Aceveda wants the strike team to assist in the investigation of Charlie Kim and the K-Town killers who have been causing havoc in Koreatown. Lem reports that Tavon's condition is improving. I guess he's it's looking like he might get some of his functions and stuff back. So good for Tavon.
Shane beat him with a toaster or irons.
We'll have to see what happens with that. Shane tells the guys that he got married in Vegas. So yay, good job, Shane. Yay. The strike team goes to the apartment where Charlie Kim was seen hiding. He runs from them, getting away. In the process, shooting an Uzi and shooting 2 children, killing one of them, and critically wounding the other. Aceveda asks Danny and Julian to track down some stolen chairs. Got the priorities, but I guess because it was like some high up city council guy bought these chairs for like $10,000 and they got stolen, so he wants them back. Vic gets one of his CNAs, Taylor, to help them track the chairs down. Taylor takes them around to the different areas, different pawn shops and stuff, trying to track them down, hitting on Danny the whole time. They eventually find the chairs with some older gentlemen who bought them for $10, so they get the chairs back. Good job, Danny and Julian. Dutch and Claudette investigate a robbery at an 87-cent store. The same suspect later robs a convenience store. They discover the suspect is Angie, and they think that her husband is beating her and making her commit the robberies. But when they talk to her friend, she tells them that Angie was just trying to get enough money so she can leave her abusive husband. Angie then tries to rob a dry cleaners, but the owner shoots and kills her. So that's a nice little investigation that they had this week. The Treasury agent called Dutch to let him know that they have a suspect for the stolen Armenian money. He brings in Mr. O'Brien to the barn. They have a lot of back and forth asking O'Brien where he got the money from. He makes up a bunch of different stories. And then finally he just tells them that he found the money in the street. And it's pretty much the remainder of the marked bills. This guy just happened to cross it, which I think was kind of dumb on the strike team's part, that they didn't just throw a whole bunch of money in there and the marked bills. It's pretty much just mostly the marked bills, but we'll see what comes from that, because they pretty much know they don't have like a whole lot to hold O'Brien on right now, so they're kind of just gonna just keep an eye on him and see what he leads them to. The strike team goes to another apartment that Kim had access to. He isn't there, but as they go to leave, they see someone has firebombed their car.
Nice.
Vic tells the other guys that his daughter Megan has been diagnosed with autism, just like Matthew, and he asks them if he can use some of the money train funds to get help for his kids. Lem thinks that it's too risky to use the money now. They end up doing a vote and tell Vic that now is just not a good time to use the money. He says, that's okay. Thank you guys for considering it. I feel like he's mad, though, but hey, that's how that works.
You think?
It's not all bad, though, for Vic. Lauren invites him to go to San Diego with her for a little trip. Later, when he visits Corrine, she says that she pays enough of the hospital pays her enough and there's overtime so she can pay all the bills. Maybe Vic should be the one who considers quitting his job, but then they pretty much all have a laugh at that because they realize that Corrine would be better for the kids than Vic staying at home with them. Vic gets a tip from his new CI about Kim being at a PC arcade. So the strike team go and raid it, but he just left before they got there. Vic figures out that Aceveda's friend, who he brought in to help out with the whole Koreatown thing, has been helping Kim indirectly because they want to kind of handle this stuff internally. The strike team begins making their presence felt in Koreatown. They go and start messing with a bunch of the businesses and spread word that they will continue to do so until they get Kim. Aceveda's friend then gives up Kim's location and they arrest him. So that's kind of the end of the big thing this week. And then you can see that tension is starting to form within the strike team. Both Vic and Shane are kind of upset at Len and Ronnie about not letting Vic use the money. And we see some cracks starting to form. And that's kind of it for this episode. Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it's definitely that we ramped up these last 2 episodes and then we slid back down to get ready for the last 2 episodes or last 3 episodes. So it was fine. It was not a bad episode. I enjoyed it.
Which is it's kind of interesting because they pretty much wrapped up most of the major storylines. They wrapped up the Aceveda thing. They wrapped up the Cuddler. So pretty much, I guess all that's left for this season is the whole Money Train stuff. I guess they're going to focus in on that the last 3 episodes.
And see if Dutch kills anything else.
Yeah, we're going to start down the Dutch serial killer storyline.
Hey, why not? I mean, let's just go all in if that's what we're gonna do. It'd be nice.
Stop running your mouth, Mark.
And Vic is going to get a costume, and he's going to start being a costume vigilante at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Anything?
I mean, it's kind of like what Matt said. It's pretty. Kind of went down. We got kind of a crime of the week, so to speak. You know, it was all right. Yeah,
we made 45 minutes pass.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? Hey, can we talk about Mad Men? Is that what I'm getting at?
We got some stuff happened there too.
I mean, I got it up. I got it up. I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay. You know, I can almost sometimes take a hint. So, how about opposite of what the color will be? But...
Oh yeah, that is right. Because this episode's called "The Color Blue." Going in there.
We'll say, by the way, sorry, best episode of the week is in your season. Sorry, just go. Best episode of the week is in this.
Oh, 100% agree. I was very excited whenever I saw what was coming up here. Yeah, Color Blue. We see Don continuing his affair with Suzanne. They're just getting busy all over the place.
I literally almost typed to both of you today. Not today when I watched this episode. The Drapers are literally the dumbest humans that I've ever walked with. Like, they are some of the dumbest people.
This teacher flipped the switch from playing hard to get to being like full
oh
on.
My God!
I love Dawn.
Just throw your legs up. Good God! Like, he bends over fucking accounts and fucking to sell them on advertising. He can get a school teacher to just like give up her entire life.
I mean, that's what happens when you've had the Draper. Okay, that's what they call it, the Draper effect.
Called the Hammer.
Then he's at work. They are having a meeting about a hairspray product. Ends up going into one to do some work on like Western Union and Hilton. Oh yeah, while they're doing the hairspray thing, Kinsey has an idea, but then like Peggy kind of has like a better one, and like Don ends up liking that one. Their next thing is going to work on be Western Union. There are also grumblings around the office about a 40th anniversary party for Sterling Cooper. That's coming around the pike. Kinsey then confronts Peggy about kind of trampling over his idea in the meeting. And he basically says, hey, like, we're not going to help each other here. We're going to see just who comes up with the best idea. And we'll just see like which one he likes. So we're going to go into that. Lane meets up with his wife. She tells Lane that she's not having a good time in New York. That she wants to be back in London. Where they can have their cup of tea and the use the vinegar as a side or whatever.
He should introduce her to Dawn. That'll fix everything.
Oh, well, yeah.
It'll make her love America.
Hey, speaking of Don, Don and Suzanne, are having their night together. It seems like everything's all romantic and such. And then, there's a knock on the door. It's her brother. Her brother shows up, and he's down on his luck. And Don is like, "Hey, I don't want him to know I'm here." And she's like, "No, I want to introduce you. Come out here." And he uh, meets her brother, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? I gotta go. I'll see you later." and I mean, I feel like Don handled that as best he could. I mean, I'm like, with
He should have gone out the window as soon as she left out there.
Should have leaped, just jumped.
I came out of your bedroom. There's only one thing that we could have been doing. Like, you're not gonna believe we were reading the Bible together. Like, I don't know what you were expecting here. Then he's at home. Everybody's at home, and somebody calls the Draper house, and just kind of does like a phantom caller thing, and like both Betty and Don are like, I don't know, it must be a prank call or whatever. And Sally's like, what? I heard something on the line. And then Betty is like, what? You gotta stick your nose in everybody's business, huh, kid? So everybody shuts that down real quick. Peggy and Kenzie are up late trying to think of ideas for Western Union. Peggy's there for a little while, and then some point of the night she decides to say fuck it, and then she leaves. Right before Kenzie divulges into some extracurricular activities. He then is going around just kind of hanging out, and he's strikes up a conversation with this janitor named Achilles, and talking about a whole bunch of different things. Like he goes over like several things, and then in the middle of that conversation, he's like, "Wait, hold on a second, shut up, Achilles! Holy shit!" He thought of the greatest idea for Western Union you could think of. He's happy, and he's so happy he decides to have himself a drink, and then possibly nap it off or whatever. Go away from Kinsey. Suzanne then meets up with Don at the train. Says, "Hey, you want to come over again tonight?" Can Don is a little bit edgy since she showed up at the train. He's like, people see me here every day. I don't know what you go over here talking to me in the train. He's telling him, "Hey, I found my brother a job. I'm gonna get him over there. He'll be gone if you want to come over later tonight." And Don is like, "All right, sure. I'll enjoy some of that." Kenzie then
I
wakes
don't like
up.
how you said that. I don't like how you put one tally down for Mark at the end of the week. That was definitely uncalled for. Let's be real.
Kenzie then wakes up in the office. He just kind of slept there overnight. Tells his assistant, "Hey, I need you to type something up for me." He's rummaging around his desk, and he realizes he didn't write down that great idea he had, and he can't figure out what it is. And he's stumped. He asks the secretary, "Hey, did you clean off my desk, throw something away?" She's like, "Nah, I didn't do anything." He's like, "Fuck. I guess I gotta try to remember what this idea is." Lane, while he's practicing his speech for that anniversary party, gets a call from the higher ups at PPL. He was telling them that, "Hey, I don't think Bert's gonna make it to this party," and they're like, "Hey, why don't you try to get Bert to be there? Because we're actually trying to sell Sterling Cooper to the next highest bidder." And then Lane is like, "Fuck, are you talking about? We fired all these people. Our profits are up. Like, why are we selling it?" And then the nanny guy was like, "I think you just answered your own question there, guy." So sounds like Sterling Cooper may be on the move again. Betty called Henry and asked him if he was the one who called the house that night. Henry was a little bit annoyed with the question. He's like, "Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna play any of these like fucking high school games. Okay, I'm not calling your house to see if you're there or whatever. Like, if you want to talk to me, you can just talk to me. We don't have to do any of this weird bullshit." And Betty is like, "Okay," and just kind of hangs up with them. Lane then then goes try to convince Bert to go to that anniversary party, and then all of a sudden, Betty is just doing some household things. She's washing some of Don's clothes, and she hears like a little clink in the dryer, like, and it turns out to be a set of keys. And like, oh, what are these keys? She realizes,
Oh.
oh, these are the keys to Don's desk. Whatever could be in his
Uh-oh.
desk. She goes and finds like bands of like, I don't know if like Don was like selling meth on the side or something. He has a bunch of cash like in his
He's
desk.
had a lot of bonuses over the years.
And she finds a shoebox. You're thinking, oh, that shoebox? Yes, that shoebox. The shoebox that is filled with all of Don's dirty secrets, of his pictures of his brother and his family, the land deed to the house that he gave to Anna in California, his divorce papers, and
Uh-oh.
Betty has no idea what to think of it, especially since like a bunch of this shit does not have Don's name on it. It has like this Dick Whitman guy, and she's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And Carla comes home with the kids. She's like, "Hey, can you like get him the hell out of here? Like, I just had my world rocked. Just take him to the fucking library, candy store, whatever. Just get him out of here for like a couple hours or so." So she's on with that. But then, hey, Don actually shows up at Suzanne's place, and what do you know? Her brother's still there. And she's like, "Hey, I was gonna take him to Pennsylvania or wherever, or not Pennsylvania. She's gonna drive him someplace a couple hours. Like, hey, I'll come right back." And then Don's like, "Hey, that seems like a far way away. Why don't you just have me take him?" So Don offers to drive her brother over there, and her brother is like kind of trying to think of ways to get the hell out of here. And at some point, he's like, "Hey, why don't the fuck?"
He's under
Thought I-
attack.
Is it
Thought I
Pete?
heard something like drop or something behind me.
Bart's
Okay.
soul. Bart's soul is coming to life.
It's the other shoe for Don.
Okay, that was weird. Anyway, so yeah, he's trying to think of excuses, and then at some point he's like, "Hey, instead of just like faking something, I'm just gonna tell you, hey, I just want to get out of here. I know she wants to find me a job at this place, but it's gonna suck, because I got this condition." I think he says he has epilepsy. He's like, it's just better, if I just go and it just be a wanderer or something. And Don tries kind of to talk him out of it, but he doesn't really try like that hard.
There's like 15% effort in there.
Yeah, I think he essentially just gives him like $50 and just kind of sends him on his way and just like, hey,
In the middle of nowhere, he just drops him off.
So, hey, I mean, Don, he just, he still has a whole night of things to do, yeah, but yeah. So then after that, we then check back in with Betty. Betty has been like just repeatedly staring at this box, doesn't really know what to do. She's been waiting for Don to come home, but what do you know? Don just does what Don does. It just doesn't come home, doesn't call or anything. And she's like, "All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to bed. I can deal with this later." Don then calls home after going to. What the fuck?
He's under attack.
Hey, like, pause it for a second. Or wait, can we not pause it?
We can't pause it, but we'll talk about the stuff you were talking about. You can
Okay.
cam off and look around at your life and see what's happening to you.
Okay. Yeah, just give me a second.
Betty just be snooping in this episode, I tell you.
Yeah, but like, don't blame him. Like, man, you do this for this long.
If you had all this stuff, don't leave it at home.
You work in Manhattan. Like, you are around everything. Why don't you have it in your office?
This is the perfect thing for you to have like one of those safe boxes in a bank that you need two keys to open up.
It's crazy. Like, he's just like, and then of course, like, her whole world spins, and then like again, they're both so stupid with like, what, it's season 1, maybe season 2. She finds out he's been cheating on her, or like
season 2, yeah.
gets angry with him, and then just like, oh wait, you have a mystery. Wait, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm married to somebody. I agree to marry someone, and there's a locked thing that I'm not allowed to enter at any point in time. For what reason would that be? Like, what's in there? Like, I won't ever open and go into it again. Just tell me what's in there for sure. Like, he is back. He is alive. What do you want to
He killed
recap
the
us?
intruder.
What dropped?
No, there's just somebody in the room over there. I didn't know they were in there, and it was like just like they're rummaging around things. Like it's fine.
Gotcha. Thought he was under attack. Gotcha. He's safe. He's okay. Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, it was real quick. Just a couple things. Don calls home. He wants Betty to go to that anniversary party, but she is still very much seething over what she's seen. Almost snaps at him over the phone. Decides to go begrudgingly. They have their Western Union meeting, but Kenzie cannot remember his fucking idea. Like he just like tried to do everything to remember it. He's like, whatever. Don gets annoyed that Kenzie doesn't have anything at the meeting. And then he's like, and Peggy's like, just tell him what happened. It's like, yeah, I had a good idea and I just, didn't write it down. And Don was like, oh, I hate when that happens. Like, I thinking of a moment in which that also happened to him and just also just kind of enraging him. However, upon hearing that, Peggy hears something about like something that Kinsey said like right before the meeting, and then comes up with a great idea for Western Union. And clearly, by like look on Kinsey's face, it was better than what he had thought of. So there. So Peggy
And
getting the upper
Kenzie,
hand.
he puts it together that she's using his failure to launch her great idea. Is such a great Peggy moment.
Yeah. We then go to everybody's ready to go to the anniversary party. Nobody really wants to go. Going over to Lane, to Roger and Jane, Betty and Don. Everybody just was over it. They don't want to go to this dumb party. Roger gives a nice speech about Don, and as he's going up to give a speech and about all of his accomplishments, Betty just looks over to him with this stern, uncertain look on her face, like not sure what to do from this point forward. And that is the end of The Color Blue.
Balls on Betty, like to go through all the stuff and like know that it's this and like seethe and just ready to let him know, but plays the long game and works out perfectly for them. The call before the storm. I think it's great. I think again the setup here makes the next episode even better because it does a perfect building block. Again, the show is. I have to say this nicely. No show in my entire life will probably ever touch Breaking Bad. Like just because of the episodic, like how the whole one storyline, the whole thing. Like love that. This right now, this could fall off a cliff. But I'm saying right now, this may be the best like acted show or written show I've ever seen. Like it's insane to me. I'm watching The Sopranos and I love crime films, but let me tell you, every week I'm just like, fucking Don Draper again gets me back in with shit I don't care about. Like, don't care, but I'm interested in everything. Did anybody know? Do they smoke real cigarettes in the show? Does anybody got lung cancer?
It's not like real tobacco and stuff. It's like the stage cigarette things. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure because someone's gonna have lung cancer real soon.
But yeah, those two, Breaking Bad and Mad Men, were pretty much competing in the Emmys every year, and pretty much just about every year, Mad Men would get Best Show and Bryan Cranston would get Best Actor. That's pretty much kind of how they divided it.
That's crazy. Yeah,
I think John Hamm finally got it like the last year because Breaking Bad,
and they were both
AMC,
year. Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I think about and then they had Walking Dead come.
Yeah, Walking Dead is probably towards the end of the shows. Yeah,
like I want to say Mad Men started around 2006. Breaking Bad was like 07, 08, and then Walking Dead came around 2010. So they all just kind of stacked up around there in those like 5 years.
AMC had a really solid
they
run.
couldn't miss, and then they just became The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead, everything of The Walking Dead, Grandma's Walking Dead. So before we get to the next episode, just not to get canceled, I don't want Mark canceled because now what word is usually appropriate, now it's known as a slur or insensitive. So the blank and the hobo is what I would say, just to save you from getting kicked off anywhere. I didn't
Since
know this for the longest time, but it turned out that it apparently is one. But you can say whatever you want.
when has
I
that
mean,
been?
I think people probably don't like Hobo either, Cody.
Oh, shit.
I mean, like this is news to me. Like, when has that been a thing? Like,
2020.
okay, like so, like if I say that, are Nazario and Mike gonna make a video
Oh,
about
they're
me?
gonna flip it. They're gonna flip it.
Isn't there a movie called Gypsy?
I don't know, Jane. That's
Is that banned from trivia questions?
Jesus. Well, we're all over that. It's considered for Romanian people. That's what it is. I don't know.
Romanian?
I'm
Don't they have
Cody
enough to deal
here.
with vampires? Now they got to deal with the
Cody cares
insensitive
about
Americans.
women and not getting people canceled. You do what you want.
Romanians. They gotta worry about Romanians on me.
I mean, Matt already said it, so whatever.
Whatever. The title's right there. Whatever. Like, I'll probably forget it in about 10 minutes because I know I got it in the notes later on.
You have to talk about the Halloween costumes, so it's going to come up.
Yeah, we'll see if I remember. Okay. Anyway, we're starting out. Don and Betty's kid, or I guess it was Betty. I didn't get that originally, but Betty is taking the kids up to see her brother. They were going to go over there for the week for Halloween. And Betty, still kind of stewing. She's starting to kind of drop like little things because like she was asking Don for some cash. She's like, "Hey, you got any like spare cash around?" I was like, "What? You just go to the bank. You got $200 in checking." But you don't have like any extra cash on you. It's like, no. I was like trying to catch him like in like she knows like he's got like like I don't know like $10,000 like in his thing over there. So ready like things are already heating up there. There's a dog food company that wants to enlist the help of Sterling Cooper. Apparently, some show or movie or whatever came out about them, or like some story came out about them that they made all their dog food of horse meat. And what do you know? Roger knows the owner, apparently, and like she's just recently widowed, and apparently, yeah, they have a past. We can tell that, and she just wants to help them change their image. She only has asked for two things: they don't change the product, and don't. I want to keep our name, something Farms or whatever. Just keep that name. Uh, so they that goes on later. Also, Don and Suzanne keeping up their affair, but it's becoming clear she's starting to kind of want more out of it. She kind of wants to spend more time with Don, kind of learn more about him, and maybe like go away together at some point. And Don is like, "Hey, I can kind of clear up my schedule." And it's like, "Hey, well, we can go away like this weekend or whatever." And she seems to really enjoy that idea. Meanwhile, Joan's husband is trying to go into psychiatry, because the surgeon thing is dead. And she's like, "Hey, what the hell? Like, I can be a doctor in these places. Just try to get in there." So Joan is helping him prepare for that interview. She then calls Roger, try to help her find a job. Roger is like, "Hey, why don't you just come back here?" And Joan just kind of slyly avoids that question. Uh, we then get to Betty. She's with her brother, and they're going over the will that her dad left. A little bit of things about who gets the house or whatever. And then she gets alone with the lawyer. She says, "Hey, I just found out some stuff about my husband, some compromising facts, and yeah, I kind of don't want to be married to him anymore. What advice do you have?" And the lawyer is like, "Well, can you prove adultery?" Is like, I maybe. He's like, "Well, like it's got to be in the court of law." So it sounds like that's a no. Uh, is he a good provider? It's like, well, I don't know. Like that, does that matter? It's like, well, I don't know. It probably does. Like, he can, like if he can prove he's all those things, you're probably not gonna get anything, especially if you can't prove adultery. He could probably get the kids. Best thing right now is maybe just try to stick it out. Just that'd be my advice. I tell my daughter the same thing. So Betty is like, "Well, shit. I guess I have to figure something else out. This lawyer is not going to be any fucking help here." Uh, Roger then goes out with the dog food company owner. Uh, they talk a little bit of business, and then eventually just get into more of a date version of what they were doing. start talking about their regrets and such. And then they get super drunk, and she makes a pass at him, but Roger finds the will to reject her at this dinner. Roger not being Roger in this particular instant. Uh, Joan's husband, he just got out of his interview. It did not go well, and he is pretty angry. And then he just starts complaining about things that hit pretty close to home with Joan, of trying to do something for your entire life and not being able to do it. Like, how would you know how that feels? And then Joan just hits him over the head with a vase, and he's like, "Hey, what the hell did you do? Are you insane or something?" And then he's like, "All right, I'm just going to go ahead and drink or something." I don't remember what he did, but like, she's not happy with him at the moment. Uh, they didn't do a focus group for the dog food owner. Seems like they have her food out for some dogs, and the dogs seem to like it. And they're talking to the dog owners like, "Hey, what would I tell you if this actually belonged to this particular company?" And those guys like, "What, the horse food company? Like, I don't want to be in. I don't want my dog eating horse meat. What the hell's wrong with you guys?" And they're like, "Hey, just to let you know, all these focus groups are going to be exactly like this. We got to change the name. Okay. Like there's nothing we can do. Like we got to do that." And the owner is like, "Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want to change the name. Like somebody like can figure this out. I don't want to do this anymore." And then Roger chased her out of the office, and Roger's trying to kind of get to the bottom whatever she's talking about. Um, and he's just kind of having this moment for her of like, "Hey, I know you thought, I was the one for you, but you weren't for me." Kind of just completely
Coldest
crushed
line
her
right
in that moment.
there.
Yeah, she clearly walks away upset. And then you know what? We're off to go. Don and Suzanne are off, ready to go on a trip. He's like, "All right, let's go on a trip." And Don is like, "All right, let me just go win the house and like get some stuff." And turns out, oh shit, the kids and Betty are home. Like, ah, damn, let me try to go get my stuff before Betty sees me. And then Betty is like, "Hey, Don, can I talk to you for seconds?" "Oh, I left my hat in the car. Just let me go get it." Trying to like pull the cake moment like out of nowhere again.
Get the fuck out
I
of
think it was more
Dodge.
about getting the girl away from the house.
That's true
So,
too.
I kept waiting for her to just come to the door.
I think she's
yeah,
smarter than this.
I don't know.
but yeah, so she's like, "Hey, I gotta talk to you about something." He's like, "All right." And so she takes him over to his office, and she's like, "Hey, I want you to open this drawer." He's like, "What? This is my desk. It's private." And then she just slams the keys on the desk. I'm like, "Open it." He's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Okay." And she starts to open it. He's like, "No, what are you doing? I'm not gonna." Like, "You don't want to open it. Come on, you don't gotta know about this stuff." He's like, and like she clearly telling him, "Listen, I already know what's in this drawer. Like we're gonna talk about this. This moment is happening." So, and Don is kind of in disbelief. He doesn't know what to think. He's like fumbling his cigarette and like he's trying to get like a drink or whatever. And he uh tells her the whole truth. Thought we were maybe gonna get a big old story out of Don the first time I saw this, but instead he just tells her everything. It's like, "Hey, I was once Dick Whitman. I went to Korea. I assumed the identity of this man, Donald Draper. He was married to this woman. I got a divorce after, it was clear like we were going to be an item." And she is just hearing the story going, I don't know who the fuck you are, man. You like, I don't know what to believe. Like, you're this good storyteller or whatever. Like, I don't know who you are. And then Don's like, "Yeah, come on, you know me." It's like, "No, I really don't." Like, she is just not sure what to believe. Uh, we then get a cry from the baby, and she's like, "Yeah, we're not done talking about this." He just brings the box of photographs, walks up to the bedroom. Betty comes back. He talks more about her, talks about his family, and basically, how they're all dead. About how his stepmom is dead, dad, stepdad, and about how his brother, killed himself, and he cries all about it. Like, just really, like, I like again. I was really thinking Don is gonna, try to spin some story here. That maybe like he'd have like a scenario to what to tell Betty if she ever found all these pictures. And like, I guess not. It just ends up, going, "Hey, the jig is up here." Uh, then, yeah, eventually, then some side stuff. Roger calls around to find Joan a job. Joan's husband then comes home and says, "Hey, I decided to join the army. This is going to fix all of our problems." I mean, everything should be good if no wars happen. But I'm pretty sure no wars are going to happen in the foreseeable future. So I think we'll be okay. I'll just go to Germany, be stationed over there for 2 years, and then we'll be good. I'll be a doctor there. And Joan seemed at least kind of okay with it in the moment. And then what's funny is basically after about 15, 20 minutes of episode, Suzanne realizes that Dawn is in fact not coming out at the house. So she just gets out of the car and just slinks back to her apartment. Which is maybe one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen in this show. It's like, I don't think he's coming back. Dawn wakes up the next morning. Everything seems normal. I don't know. They're saying, "Hey, you're gonna come trick or treating with us, Dad?" He's like, "Sure. I'll be here." Okay, and then he goes back over to work. Everybody's surprised to see him because he was supposed to have those days off. He gives a call to Suzanne, saying, "Hey, think this has got to end." She was sad. Also asked about her job. Wasn't sure what's going to happen there. It's like, okay. Then Dawn goes home. Decides, hey, let's go trick or treating with the kids. And then they're going trick or treating, going house to house. And then, hey, then kids going trick or treating, and like, hey, look, got a gypsy and a hobo. God damn it!
Cancelled.
Gotta remember from the show. We TV Chronicles do not support this.
We are pro Romanians.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Mark.
Well,
Jeez.
the final line of the episode then is the person asking, "Hey, what are you supposed to be?" as he's looking over to Dawn, and then we just get a blank screen. It's like just great ending for that particular episode. Wonderful, wonderful episode. I think kind of a good one to get a good episode to get to after kind of felt like we were kind of dragging a little bit for like the last 4 or 5 weeks, but finally got there as he had that really big moment with Betty here.
Yeah, I mean, great episode. It's been building up to this from the beginning of the show, and finally get there. And we still got a couple episodes left of the season to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I just thought that their big scene was good, and of course, it let Dawn kind of tell her a little bit about his past and kind of try to play for some sympathy, I guess, which may or may not have worked a little bit with Betty. The stuff with Joan and that guy.
That motherfucker.
Gee, I hope he doesn't have to go to war or something like that, and something happens to him. that would be a shame. Poor
That
Joan.
really sucked. Yeah.
I hope he does. Fuck him.
The only thing I didn't like about these 2 episodes, I think, is just like I feel like the teacher I feel like that storyline got rushed too quickly. I think that they should have had her and Dawn get together maybe a few episodes sooner to kind of establish that relationship more, because I feel like that just she like got way all in on Dawn like immediately, and she's like planning their future together, even though there is no future.
I thought it was so. This is probably the best episode of all the shows right now for me. I again, it's hard to remember back like everything, but like this is like I love when anything builds to a point where there's that they earned the confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like the confrontation was earned, and it's not in the season finale. So there's more to come, right? And I love this because it's literally does not fucking matter. Like, it doesn't. Yeah, he's lied to her this entire time. Why he's coming true of he is Dick Whitman instead of Don Draper. Like that line where she's like, you changed your name. Well, you changed yours. Yes, I took yours. Like,
Not the best
Fuck
argument.
you. Don't even try to work your way out of this. It's not working. But the fact that he is confessing to this while a woman was in his car and they were getting ready to leave together.
And he forgets about her.
Arguably one of the best
Lumber
shots of her opening the car and just getting her seat and walking. She realizes how distant this actual could be, because when it came down to it, push came to shove, he chose Betty.
Yeah. And I like that in a lesser show, she probably would have gone and knocked on the door, and then
That's
that
why
would have
this
been a
show
whole
is
nother
smart.
thing. Yeah.
This show is smart because it doesn't overstep its thing. So going back to when she first realizes Don may cheat on her, right? We get the comedian saying it to her.
Mhm.
In other stupid shows or bad written shows or bad design shows, he does it in front of all of them.
Yeah.
He says it out loud to everybody, and then there's this comedy them looking at each other and they're like, "Oh, do we?" And then you don't get the intrigue of Betty and Don still having to. I still think the Drapers are the dumbest humans that's ever existed. They would both be better off if they just divorced each other and moved on and had a better life. Hell, he's hardly ever there anyway, so what the fuck parenting decisions would it be? There's enough alimony that she's going to be able to live off for the rest of her life because she's taken half the shit. So...
No.
Oh,
And that's not what the lawyer said.
you got to prove the adult, right?
I think you can prove a lot inside that drawer.
Well, you can prove he's not who he is, but
he has been breaking the law, so I guess
Yeah.
they can come up with an arrangement. They might not need to get the lawyers
Wild
involved.
Wild time. But overall, that's what I think.
Yeah.
And Don's such a sucker that he would just pay for her life regardless if she's there or not. Money doesn't matter to Don.
No.
It never has in this show ever. He throws it around like it's fucking fun coupons from fucking Wolf of Wall Street, just these are called fuck you coupons. So no, I think it's an automatic. I always have a fear when an episode 11 is a great episode and I have 2 more episodes to go. So
And
that's where
I think not a lot of Pete in these 2 episodes. So I think
which
exactly
also
a 0.
What a coincidence!
I had the best episodes ever, and Pete was correlation. I think so. Coincidence? I think so. So yeah, overall, love the episode. I did look ahead because when I pick it, the last episode of this season on IMDb is rated 9.7. So apparently,
I
pretty
cannot
high.
wait.
So.
Cannot wait for
Well, we'll see if you're still here to talk about it since you pissed off the people of Romania. So, but on that note, anything else we want to touch on before we go to the Sopranos?
No.
Okay, well, let me change my coloring. Van. All right. Sopranos. To save us all from Satan's power. Episode 10. So I want to get ahead of this before we even get to the next episode. That next episode's rated very high. I don't truly understand.
It's one of the best episodes.
I don't truly understand it. I had fun with it, but I wasn't how was holy shit with Mad Men? I wasn't holy shit with this one. It was fun. It was off the beaten path. It was cool, but I went in a little too high on that one and I heard Payson said it. I kind of heard it. So, anyways, also, can we all agree best intro of any of the shows we've done? I really like the Sopranos intro. Just I'll let that out the route. I don't know if the Shield's probably the worst.
I mean, the other ones don't really have Shield doesn't really have an intro. Breaking Bad.
They should just not use whatever they're using because it's ass.
Cha 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 cha.
Rather just be bought at a bob, bang to bang. So we kind of get an episode. This kind of episode is a flashback kind of thing. It's back and forth. Tony gets more hair in this episode than he has in 3000. But yeah, God saves from Satan's power. He's out by the water, seeing the thing. OJ Simpson trial. He's meeting up with Pussy, and they're out by the water and like talking about. Uh, I think it's welcoming. That's welcoming Pussy into the group. Like that's his first, right?
No, he's just coming back. He was down like in Florida doing
Yeah.
some
Right.
stuff. They're meeting with Jackie, who's like the head of the family at that point.
Right. So yeah, so he's meeting him back. Basically this is gonna like a giant flashback of like I don't know if everybody else loves Walnuts as much as I love Walnuts, but he is literally one of my favorite characters in TV. So if he ruins it later down, maybe, but like when he sits there and he's like, I've been thinking about him lately. Me, never. Never. I'd do it again. I'd bring him back just to kill him again. Like Walnuts is like losing it. So he's basically Tony's he's still not sitting well with what happened to Pussy, and he just is not doing well. Wakes up with a to-do list from Carmela about things to do. He's like, I'm busy. Like, yeah. Get fucking going. Like, I'm needing you to do some shit. He ends up going to his therapist. Him and Jennifer. I don't think this is the time where she reveals that he is going like that he's dating her. Yeah, I think that's in the next episode. But like he's still passing that he's happy, everything's going good, no real issues. Carmela basically wakes him up to tell him that Janice wants to cook dinner like what Christmas Eve? Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And he's like, you think I'm letting her touch the seafood on Christmas Eve? Yeah, I'm doing that when he's doing that. So he's like, fucking hell. So they go over there. They're playing like guitar, like working on music for like their church stuff.
Have you heard?
And Tony like walks into and they got all the food, and it's a fucking pigsty, and he's like, "You better fucking clean it up if you want me to eat it. You better clean it up." And she's like, "I can't do it. My wrist." Oh yeah, your wrist. That's the problem. I thought she said you could lift, and then she said you couldn't clean. So they basically are sitting there talking. I just love her like boyfriend. Like, it's so weird, and Tony like doesn't. Yeah, like Tony doesn't even know what to like deal with her. Yeah, but they're all getting for the festive holidays. They're pulling out like the Christmas decorations in the back at the Bada Bing, Christmas suit and all that stuff. Tony pulls Salvio down into the basement. They're having a conversation about what was it about? Hold on, let me look at my notes. Sorry.
Was that when they were talking about Pussy, or is that something else?
I think
no.
So,
they're pulling down. That's when they talk about taking the jacket. They're talking about they're talking about the lamp, and like it's been taken away because Meadow took it to college, and they don't really know what's going on. This episode keeps flashing back between the old time and the new time, between when Pussy's around, basically around the Christmas where like Pussy's wearing the Christmas outfit, and they're like thinking like, did he have it, like was he wired? He thinks he was wired back then the entire time.
Yeah.
While Bakla is wearing it.
I guess something's here with Jackie Jr. doing something.
Yeah, Jackie Jr. is this one that Tony roughs Jackie Jr. up, right?
Was he at the strip club or
he's
something?
at the strip club.
Yeah.
And Tony walks in and goes, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And like, put your hands up, and he just beats the fuck out of him. Basically, he's like, "I told you once, don't fucking do this shit." It doesn't end well for him at all because he just keeps warning him. He doesn't listen.
That's where he finds like the gun too and all that stuff.
Yeah, finds a gun on him. He's like, "Oh, you're real tough doing this shit." Tony's vivid flashbacks to hold on, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having such a blank on this episode. They're basically it's the Baklavas taking this role for Christmas. They're having the whole Christmas celebration. Jackie Jr.'s big conflict between them. The fight, the restaurant, with the divorced couple. What is his name again?
Artie.
Artie.
Yeah.
And Tony and her kind of have a spat about it because, like, overall, like, she doesn't bend to the power of Tony, basically the whole thing. Jackie's still doing his Jackie Jr. is still doing his under the situations.
Carmela thinks that Tony's got a thing for Artie's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in this episode too that he does break down and tell Jennifer that he is dating her. And he's like, should he's trying to get the permission to like go and tell his wife, like, this is the stuff that he is like.
Does she seem like a happy person?
Yeah. But that scene where they flash back to where Pussy is wearing the suit and he's like basically trying to like get Tony to talk more, and Christopher like interrupts him and he's like, fuck you, and Tony's like, what the fuck did you say to me? Like, just loses it. But he seems like right there because he sees Baklava in the suit and he's like, motherfucker, like that he had it on in the suit.
He showed up
like,
with it, yeah.
He's flashing back. They're overall exchanging gifts. And then Jackie Jr. chops by Christmas while they're opening gifts and like has that reaction, and like Tony, this is just after Tony beat the little piss out of him, basically. He's like, all right, whatever. And then Carmel, what's her name? Meadow gives Tony a gift, and it is a big meth Billy Bass, and it starts singing, and Tony nearing a panic attack from this overall. I butchered the fuck out of this episode. I guess I was asleep when I recall shit. Maybe talking about Last of Us on top of it just made my like brain go completely thing. But yeah, so Christmas at the Sopranos, Janice's overall injury, Tony's haunted from big pussies, the big deal. Jackie Jr. still not figuring out what he can do and what he can't do inside, that he wants to go the life of crime, but he also wants to date Meadow at the same time. Tony is not having it. And then basically the struggle with Tony having a relationship with a woman and trying to come clean or not come clean. Like, what should I do? So that's basically what ends up happening in season 3, episode 10.
It's a lot going on. I liked the flashbacks with a big pussy and him kind of like piecing together, trying to figure out when he flipped, and some of that stuff. I thought that was cool. It was definitely interesting seeing some of the people in the flashbacks. Like I said, Tony's got more hair. Paulie doesn't have the gray in his hair and stuff. Jackie Jr. is such a shit show at this point. He's bottoming out pretty hard. I love Janice's boyfriend. I love that he's pretty much good. If I was dating Janice, I'd want to have a built-in excuse for me to just fall asleep at any moment when she starts annoying me.
Yeah,
I don't even believe he really has it. He's just using that. Oh, Tony's here. But yeah, it was interesting.
It wasn't a great episode overall. I didn't love the episode. Weird flashback for
it got us through Christmas.
Yeah.
It's
like that time. It seemed very TV. Talk about the very TV of like having a Christmas themed episode. Like just to have one.
I mean, at least, but in this episode, we had a kid shout "fuck you, Santa," for like not letting him cut in line. I mean that's got to count for something, right?
Okay.
And then,
Well,
no, I also like the moment where Jackie he tells Jackie, "Yeah, I haven't decided what to do with you yet."
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jesus Christ.
I love that.
He got out of there pretty quick after that.
Right. Just like, okay. So the next episode, the episode that is Payson's favorite episode, I guess, of The Sopranos, is Pine Barrens. Pine Barrens. So the episode starts with his mistress going to his boat. They're on the boat. They're about to have a little fun. Gets a phone call from his Russian mistress that he cut stuff off with, and it blames to be the school. He's like, "Well, you come blah blah blah," and then Tony is like, "I'm gonna be honest with you. That was an ex, like blah blah. So you lied to me." Like, so he ends up flipping the switch real quick and be like, "You lied to me. You should have told me all this stuff, like because you just want to cover yourself and make me the problem. Like if I overreacted and got mad about it. So like, fuck you, Tony." And like, I think she leaves the boat. I think she gets mad and leaves. So, so of course, Tony knows how to pick them.
He should get like an outside agency to like vet his mistresses before he gets involved.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
he met this woman at a psychiatrist's office. So I mean,
that's a good place to pick them. It's almost as
Right
good as
there.
like an abortion clinic. Yeah.
Tony calls Walnuts and says, "Hey, the guy's got the flu. He's sick. I need you to take care of this. Plus, taking my mom to the Social Security tomorrow. You can do it tomorrow. Do it now. You can do it after." So basically, he is going to shake down, I think, the guy that owes money, basically, is what the whole point is. The Sopranos, Carmela and Tony sit with Jennifer to talk about therapy, and they're talking about Meadow leaving the boy. Yeah, is he still dating that African American boy? No, he broke up. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine? You didn't give him much choice, Tony. You guys just talk so freely about, like, I'm surprised you even talk so freely about this. And then they cut to Meadow and Jackie in the dorm room, playing Scrabble and talking about like all funds, but she ends up leaving. Christopher and Walnut show up at the one guy's house to basically get the money. They end up getting into a physical altercation where Walnuts puts I think a lamp pipe around his like throat and like basically hurts him and kills him. Like, so they end up thinking
he
that they
messed with
killed
the
him.
man's remote control. He should have known better.
Yeah, and they end up killing him. Carmela and no, not Carmela. Tony and his mistress, basically, she apologizes while laying naked in bed, telling him like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." Like, gets him a gift. They end up fooling around having sex. Tony gets a call from Walnuts and goes, "He dead." What do you mean he's dead? Why he's in the bathroom having to flush it like 75 times because he's like, it's over, like trying to make it. What the fuck, dude? So he walks out of the bathroom and says, "Hey," like they're basically said, "Go get rid of him." Tony comes out and is like, she's like, "Oh, that's a lot of waste of water." And I'm just like, well, this had no really choice. They end up driving out to like the forest to this fucking frozen, it's snowing, it's super cold. They end up walking the guy out to
Surprise,
kill him
he's
in the
not
middle.
dead.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. They hear a bang and they wake up, he's like, "He ain't dead." He's like, "Oh shit." So that's it. And they basically tell him to keep digging, like they're gonna make him dig his own grave. And they're like, "We didn't come to your house over, I'll kill you, but your mouth got you in trouble where you're gonna kill." And he's like, he basically says like he's gonna end up killing them, busts Christopher in the fucking head with a shovel, and ends up bolting. And they end up running after him, which again, I guess they watched Star Wars growing up or whatever, but their thoughts of just shooting blankly into the world, like they just fire shots when Christopher's like ahead, Walnut's there, and they're firing at each other, like basically, and they're trying to hit him, and they kill. They end up. Walnuts like pulls the gun out and just fires a shot, hits him in the head. It looks like he hits him in the head. There's blood splatter. He ends up falling like he got hit in the head. They end up like searching, and he's nowhere to be found. Like they end up getting out of there. So then Tony gets another phone call from Walnuts, and like he's gone. Like we hit him, but he's gone. He's like, you better fucking find him. So they end up like walking around the fucking wilderness. They keep getting lost. They don't know where to go, and like where they keep walking in a circle. They have no idea. They're like, trying to like Walnuts is trying to like tell directions by the sun, and like it's like not working whatsoever. Um, um, then Tony meets with a guy in the. I don't know what he meets from. I did terrible with notes, but Tony has to leave the meeting basically to get a call from Tony that says they can't find him, so they basically have the instruction that no matter what, they need to find him. They end up finding like a dead deer, like not the person, but they end up jumping down. Walnuts loses his shoe at one point, so like they're all they're in hell. You literally took two greasy Italians and dropped them in the wilderness, and they're fucked. Like they have no bearing whatsoever.
Yeah, because the guy that Tony met with was this guy's boss, and he tells him about how like he was like a commando that killed like 16 guys.
Right.
And he like worked for like
he keeps breaking up. He's like, I killed 12 people.
He's like a brother to this guy.
Yeah, it's like
he can't come back.
Yeah, you better fucking find him. Like you don't have a choice in anything. And then so it ends up getting dark. They end up trying to find some sort of shelter or whatever. They end up finding a van, and they end up getting the van, and they find like ketchup packets, and they're like, "Oh, give me the relish!" Like eating the relish, like freezing to death, dying. Meadows also checking up on Jackie Jr., but Jackie Jr. is not like returning her calls at this point. Like trouble in paradise between the youngins. And again, they end up keep calling. They keep calling Tony, which makes the episode what things are better. Carmela's parents come over to talk about like 3 hour. He has a surgery or like something. He was in there for like 3 hours or something, and then Tony's like, "What the fuck you mean? Oh, is the language necessary? Like, what are we doing? Like, just always like on."
They
Tony's.
both have horrible moms.
And Meadow seems to be getting sick. So like she wants to go check on Jackie Jr. She needs a ride, I think, to go check on Jackie.
Because he said he was like taking his mom's car to get inspected in the middle of the night.
That's usually when I do it. Too.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock at night.
Doesn't believe him at all. Tony ends up going over to her. What's her name? What is her name in the show? The Mercedes-Benz girl.
Oh, crazy lady.
Yeah, crazy. Ends up coming over late, and Tony's like, "Hey, like, I'm sorry, like, things came up. Like, I just couldn't drop. Well, I had dinner and everything." So she ends up starting making dinner again. They end up like having some sort of like they end up like getting better or whatever. Like it ends up getting slightly better after they make up, and then she ends up.
He gets to like 3 hours late for the dinner she made. They have like little makeup sex, and
yeah, just like, you know what? Let's just fuck it. All right, good. Christopher ends up like going out to like go to the bathroom. Walnuts like rips up the carpet and the lining in the back to cover up with and like not die. Tony ends up getting a call, and they're still in the fucking wilderness. And then they're like, I need your help. Like, I need you to go. We're gonna die out here. Like, we're miserable. Somebody fucking come help us. Crazy Lady takes it really well when Tony says, I gotta go. She takes an entire roast beef thing and chucks it at his head. Tony just like looks at the ground, smiles, and walks out the fucking door like, okay. Not great. Meadow and them go to check on Jackie Jr. Tony goes and visits Junior, and Baklava comes out in fucking hunting gear, and Tony loses. I'm not fucking going if I'm getting made fun of. Like, what the fuck? This isn't fun for me. And then at one point, I don't know, I think it's like Tony ends up Walnuts gets out of the car and like talks to Tony about like, hey, it's your cousin. Like, let me tell you about your cousin. Like, he's a
Try to blame
problem.
it all on
Like,
Christopher.
accidentally. And then Christopher like calls him out on in the car. I heard you talking to Tony about me being a fucker. Listen, I made a mistake. Like, I'm trying to figure this out.
You were gonna kill me and then tell your side of the story.
Yeah. So they end up going and they end up trying to find like Christopher at one point like puts the gun on him and everything. They have the whole interaction. Meadow gets to the hospital, like admitted to the hospital or whatever, because she's sick. And they're like, we'll let that fever go down, then you can go home. We get the return of the our roommate, and they're sitting there and talking about like, and we caught him. He was sleeping with a girl, and she was a big whore. Like, just got it. Yeah, she's a definite whore. They're all searching. It gets sunlight, but Tony and them starts walking. Gunfire ends up getting them together, where they end up finding each other. They end up getting in the car, and then Tony's like, "Hey, do we want to stay out here and like find the guy? What do we want to do?" And Tony like looks back at Walnuts and goes, "You're the captain. You make the call." He's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here." And he's like, "I saw it. I shot him in the head. I think he's good." Like,
yeah, their car was stolen, or the car was missing when they got back to where the car should have been, too.
Yeah, he's like, "Let's be clear. If this guy comes back, this is your problem, not mine. Like, let me make that clear to you, not yours." I always thought when they were driving too, I expected like to see him on the side of the road or something. I was like trying to figure it out because he was like, "Hey, you got mail on your face," like wiping off. I was like, these are pointless to ride back to town moments. But yeah, but Walnuts makes the decision. But yeah, the car is gone. And then it basically ends with Tony going like talking about her and be like, "Why is she fucking crazy?" Like, she has a thing like, "You said she's a happy person." Like, is she a happy person? Tried to warn you. She's in therapy for a fucking. Like, you want to say it, and that's the episode of Pine Barrens. Your overall thoughts? Is it as great of an episode as people have it rated? Like, is this one of your favorite Sopranos episodes?
I mean, I think it's a solid episode. I don't know if it's like one of my favorites. It's definitely an interesting change of pace. The Christopher and Paulie stuff is interesting. It's kind of, I guess, like the people that like the Fly episode of the Breaking Bad, maybe something similar to this, kind of like a little standalone little event for them. But yeah, it's got some other like the Jackie Jr. stuff. Like Jackie, I can't wait till Tony hears about this to see what happens with that. And then, of course, Tony's mistress just going all crazy on him. Probably justifiably so, but...
I mean, listen, they were going nuts, like, in that zoo, okay? Like, it only makes sense. The pendulum is going to swing the other way, all right? Like, and then, of course, Melfi says, "Hey, like, this relationship you have, Gloria, this reminds you of somebody, maybe somebody, that died earlier this season."
Tony wants to bang his mom, apparently.
Yeah, I think the mystique of this episode has kind of given it this. I think it's kind of given it this extra thing that it's one of these that people really like to talk about, and like honestly, like Cody, how much do you know about like the history of this episode? I just kind of want to ask about. Do you know anything
None.
about it?
I know. I know the image. I know the image of Christopher and Walnuts with the thing wrapped around them in the snow. That's all I've ever seen.
Like, I'm debating on saying something because I just know we're gonna get this week in and week out. Like Matt, should I tell him like this thing?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's okay. It's not a major
All right,
thing to
because
anything.
the thing that people talked about a lot with this particular episode was that, oh, what's going to happen with this Russian that may or may not be out there. And spoiler alert, nothing. Like he's just nothing ever comes
We
of it. Like
never hear from him again.
he's never seen or heard from again. Even though David Chase leaves a lot of these little nuggets throughout of like they never actually found the body. Holly's car is gone. Like maybe he drove off or something. Like it just nothing comes of it. And like it's still it's still a pretty fun like Chris and Polly episode. And honestly, like those are kind of some of the better seems to be some of the better episodes of Sopranos. But it's just
I expected what I thought was that he would return. Because that how it's left is what.
Because if he returns, then his friend there, who's like the boss of the
that
other
makes
thing,
it way more interesting.
Yeah.
But see, if he doesn't return, the episode's useless. Now, I'm not saying it's not useless because maybe Walnuts and Christopher like get trust for each other and like mend some of their shit together, and you just have a fun one-off episode. Like I loved all the calls to Tony and Tony like having to scream and yell, and like that stuff's funny. But like for this to be like highly rated, like. I don't know. This might be even. This is like the same rating on IMDb as the last episode of Mad Men of this season, and I just don't know if that's even. Again, I'll know, but it's higher rated than the previous episode of the Blank and the Gypsy than the Hobo. I must say.
So it's definitely one of the highest rated episodes of The Sopranos. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every time I click on the episode thing, top rated Pine Barrens parents. I'm like.
See, we should have brought Payson in to talk about it with us.
That's fine. I understand. It feels like, in my opinion, why people like the episode so much. What it would be is it's the one change of pace. Like it's not in New Jersey. We're not in the mob life. We're outside the world. Like we're fish out of water.
It might be why I like the first episode of the season so much, where it was like from the FBI's point of view, watching everything. Yeah.
So I get why, but I don't know if it like it's not my favorite episodes of this season. So like of this season, it's not my favorite episode. Like I've had better episodes.
Yeah, I just think the mystery surrounded this episode, I think just intrigues.
It's an easy one to debate about and stuff.
Yeah. I do think it is one of these episodes that kind of points to a thing that could, like will annoy me in parts about The Sopranos, where I feel like David Chase and the writers are kind of needlessly ambiguous about stories where like you can give me a sort of ending to this without telling me anything. And this is one of those where like you threw this out there as something you're going to come back to. You never did. And I don't know. Like it's just
why. I mean, maybe because I didn't want Walnuts to have like this. Like Walnuts couldn't kill the guy once he's like not. Oh, I'm just like catch him off guard.
I feel like it because the big thing with Chase in this show was he tried really hard to subvert TV expectations of what you thought big moments in TV shows would be. I'm going to kind of flip it of like what these big moments, like what look like big moments are not actually big moments. And like things that don't seem like big moments turn out to be like wave creating things that actually like that actually kind of shake the foundations of where we go at. Like I think next season, I think in like episode 2 or 3 has one of those moments that feels like nothing, but is a catalyst to a bunch of shit that's going to happen like for like throughout that entire episode. Over that entire season, I mean.
Okay, so we are getting into Bad Guy of the Week. Listen, I want to get this out in the open. I don't like cats. I'm allergic. They would try to kill me. So, as much as Dutch probably deserves it, I'm not giving it to Dutch. And I can accept your comments in the section or my inbox. I am going to go with. See,
I mean, we got to
would go
imagine
with
that
the
Pete
cuddler.
wasn't in the episode, so he was probably off doing some bad stuff.
I
Just
want to
because
go
we
with the
didn't see
cuddler.
it.
And I want to hear if you guys can justify I am allowed to pick the cuddler.
I mean, but what did the cuddler do this week?
But so many episodes have been dictated on him. If not, I'm going with Don Draper.
Wait, I think we can, because they did discover a cuddler body, I think, at the beginning of one of these episodes.
Yeah, in one of the episodes, they do discover a body, yeah.
Okay, so, and that was definitely the cuddler.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the cuddler. That overall theory, he also sparked the interest in Dutch to become a bad guy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. I feel like...
But if you want to do my real thing, I'll go Don Draper.
I mean, that's
hey, I'm really Dick Whitman. By the way, I'm the school teacher in my car.
I mean, I feel like I can't go Don.
Oh, of course you couldn't.
Because he told the truth about everything.
Oh, he had to. He got caught. He didn't tell the truth. She found the truth.
I mean, if he
it's like when the police catch you, be like, "Oh, I was going to turn myself in tomorrow."
Incredible. You will literally die for this man. That's crazy.
I mean, Betty violated his privacy.
They're married. Bring your wife on the show right now. I want to ask her if you have a locked thing that you say you can't look into it.
I mean, if you had tried to create some elaborate story, I guess you could be that. I mean,
I definitely lost money in the dryer if she finds it. It's hers. So,
I mean, I'm just gonna go with Dutch. He did kill a cat for almost no reason. So, like,
for science,
I'll go with Dutch. Dutch is a fine bad guy of the week.
Can you call it self-defense? The cat was attacking.
Yeah.
After he tried to choke
when
it
he
out.
was strangling him, it was attacking him. To be fair, he needed the sleep, and the stray cat was keeping him awake. So.
Whatever. Sleep in your fucking car. Like, whatever.
I'm gonna say that the bad guy this week is Polly. Polly, who pretty much started the fight, killing that Russian dude for like no reason, just to be a dick, messing with his remote control, and then he wouldn't get Christopher food.
Walnuts is the bad guy?
He wouldn't get Christopher food when he was hungry. If they would have stopped and got some breakfast, that would have made their days a lot better. He told Tony that, oh, it was Christopher's fault that all this is happening. And I believe what Christopher said, that Polly was thinking about, maybe Christopher doesn't survive this, so that my version of the story is the one that Tony hears.
All right, I would actually like to change my pick to Polly. Very good points. The bad guy of the week is 100% Polly Walnuts. Because everything that happens in Pioneer is 100% his fault.
I can't support that because in the first episode he's like, I'd kill him fucking again. I'd bring him back just to kill him again.
Nothing wrong with that episode, but he just is so much bad guy shit
that
in the
is
second
fair,
episode.
but Don Draper's a scumbag. So
I mean, Don Draper's a good bad guy too.
All right, that's the episode. Oh, nope. We'll be back next week with 3 episodes of The Shield, 2 episodes of Mad Men, 2 episodes of Sopranos. We're wrapping up. I will try to do a better job on episode 12 and not have an aneurysm again and forget everything I watched. So yeah, that's cool. We will catch you next. And again, go back, watch Last of Us because that's fun. And
I think our Last of Us show is long over.
Comment below shows that you want us to do. Maybe we'll listen. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
Shows that are just coming out, or maybe only have like one season we can catch up on.
Yeah. Because soon, like I said before, the conversation will start on season 3 of the show. So interesting. So we will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Let's take it a little slower. Wake up, Rick. On the
I'm a different kind of cop.
I don't wanna do your dirty work